It's time to start Dishin Days with your hosts, Tony Moore, Michael Mattis, Justin Lee Hareld, and Araceli Aviles. And now, let's dish. Why, hello, everybody. It's been a while, but we are back. It's time for Sunday Fun Day, everybody. Welcome to Dishin Days. It's our very first show of 2026. Yay! As we were about to do the intro, I realized I haven't done it in so long that I forgot how to do it.
the 56 times you have to push OK to get it started. Yeah.
Well, welcome everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Dishin Days, where we are serving up a full dish of this week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. If you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are watching us live and in living color and you have yet to hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do so. Why not? While you're there, take a look around at our previous episodes, some interviews, and some other fun stuff right there, all on our YouTube channel. And if you want some exclusive membership deals, you can also join our exclusive members only page by hitting the join button on our YouTube channel. It can only be found using your laptop or computer. Can't be found by using a phone. I was going to say tablet, but then I realized I have never tried it on a tablet. So I don't know if that works. Also, if you can't watch us live or just don't want to see our shining faces and you want to listen to us on your favorite podcast station, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, along where all podcasts can be found. That way you'll never miss all the thoughts and giggles that we have about our favorite little soap opera, Days of Our Lives. Also, while you're venturing around in the interwebs, head on over to JLJ Media on YouTube and show some love to our former co-host and my chocolate twin, Mr. James Lott Jr., who is giving you a full recap of Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless, General Hospital, Beyond the Gates, and dousing you with some original audio dramas. So make sure you check out JLJ Media, where all media can be found. Because James Lott Jr. is still older than the oldest person that I know, which is pretty old. Yeah. Well, first of all, how do we like our new look? We wanted to change things up for y'all in 2026. Do we like it? Do we not? I like floating in the sky with clouds like hourglasses. It makes me feel good.
I think most of our audience likes it. Somebody says it actually looks really nice when you're watching on a tablet, so that's cool.
Oh my gosh, this is for the first time. Remember how we were talking about memberships and how like we email everyone and like we don't hear back? Well, Anthony Owen said, I paid $6.99 with no benefits. Well, sir, did you watch the first video? Because if you're not receiving our emails, that's probably why you're not receiving any benefits. So do that. When you guys join, make sure you watch the welcome video. It'll tell you what you need to do. That way you can get your benefits.
Isn't it still $4.99? I'm very confused.
Well, now I got to check that because I hand selected $4.99. So I don't know why someone is paying $6.99.
Yes. If there's any changes, please let us know.
Yeah. That too. Speaking of changes, we are adding a brand new thing to our amazingly show. We're introducing a little segment called Sound Off. So throughout the show, we will cut to some of our Dishin Days fans who are going to sound off on some of the such shows and shenanigans that we have seen this week on Days of Our Lives. So stay tuned throughout the show to listen in or see some of our very own fans sounding off on a lot of things that we will sit here and chit chat about. And that's going to be very interesting, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yes. Introduce that.
As HD Dude 1981 says, changes.
Changes.
And there will be changes, so stay tuned.
Mm-hmm. And how? Well, let's get on with the show, shall we? What did we think of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives?
Not as entertaining as the prior 2 weeks.
Oh, I actually thought it was better than last week. I like to say, I feel like we got some movement this week on some things, which was good.
Yeah, it was a good. It wasn't spectacular, but it was a good week.
When anyone starts off with a high pitch, it's like, well, I guess. I mean,
Okay, so then I'm the only one who's being honest here. Was not as good as the last 2 weeks.
I mean, it was fine. It was on, and we all watched. Beautiful gowns, and we all watched it. And I mean, I think there's little stuff there. It wasn't a ton of movement, but just some slight, okay, I think we need to get to this point in order to get to the next point.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are in our first sound off. Let's see what some of you had to say about this week's episodes of Days.
Hey, Dishin Days. It's Landon Fuller here from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, with Dr. Marlena Evans. I thought this week's Days of Our Lives actually was finally moving along in story, and things seem to be heating up. Hopefully next week continues. Have great Dishin Days and happy Sunday.
Hi, I'm Debbie and I'm from New Jersey. There's a lot happening in Salem, but I have to admit I'm a bit bored with the writing because I just feel the stories have gone on too long and nothing is happening. I'm most interested in knowing what's going to happen to Javi and Leo because I believe they belong together. And Xander. He is my favorite in spite of the fact he's a bad boy, so I really want to know what's going to happen to him. And I love Gwen and Dimitri and think there's more to come with them too.
All right. Well, now that we hear what everybody else thinks, let's dive into what we think, shall we? It's now still part of our favorite time of the show where we try to do this together. It is now time to start.
Dishin Days.
I didn't say it, and Araceli said it so quietly. Dishin Days.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Let's kick everything off with our first storyline. Ooh, the girls are fighting. We have Dimitri, Gwen, Javi, Leo, Rafe, Kate, Xander, all of those wonderful people.
He's back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Why are you laughing?
No. Usually a telltale of.
I just have a question. Do we think Gwen is behind Dimitri returning and his kidnapping?
I mean, we've kind of wondered about that for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I don't know. I just think it's too obvious for that to be the case. But
No, but she confirmed that she
Yeah,
was.
they confirmed it.
Oh, she confirmed.
Did she?
When did she
Yes.
confirm it?
Like a month ago. She
Yeah.
confirmed it. EJ was her accomplice.
Yeah, and her and EJ kidnapped him.
When did I miss this?
It happened a while ago. Yes. No, but she did confirm it was her. She had EJ's help.
Yeah.
Basically, the timeline goes, he was still in prison. Dimitri was still in prison. Gwen was having a tough time convincing his family. Okay, timeline wise, I'm not sure that that's right, but basically, yeah, Gwen and EJ. The only reason EJ wanted Gwen was for the money, and she's like, "Well, I can't get the money if Dimitri's not out of the way." Yeah. So if Dimitri gets out of prison and claims his money, I can't get the money. So ergo, we have to kidnap Dimitri. And so there you go.
Okay, caught up. Gwen
Yeah,
did it.
They took
Yes.
So yes, Tony, we do think that Gwen.
I love this. I was like, wait, what?
The top half was on the same page, and the bottom half was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Right. Because I was with you, Michael. I was like, Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
When did that happen?
When did that happen?
Oh my god.
Okay.
I was like, is Tony playing along or something? What is
Yeah.
So is he doing a game? It's so confused.
No. Because I was like, I mean, I guess she did it because she was so fidgety at the wedding and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, also, like, Dimitri, you didn't see nobody while you was at Alamania?
Yeah. To your credit, it was only one conversation they had. So if you missed that conversation, they didn't really.
They need to go back to they need to go back to the '90s style where they replay certain scenes like over and over to reiterate.
Oh my god, I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
I would lose my mind. Pay
Those of us
attention the
that
first
clearly
time.
don't pay enough attention.
Pay attention the first time. I would lose my mind. No, they mentioned it.
Don't reveal stuff like that over the holidays.
It was not over the holidays. It was before the holidays. I know for a fact it was before the holidays.
Well, we didn't talk
December. Just no. Too much other stuff is happening.
This is true.
Our attention is elsewhere. No big reveals, and just do it in November. That's when you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
In any case, yes, it's confirmed. What it was also confirmed is that EJ has no idea that Gwen brought Dimitri back. And when he does find out, he's going to blow his top.
Yeah.
He did right.
Yeah, it seemed like this wasn't a well thought out plan from Gwen. As soon as he showed up, I was like, oh, Gwen, like I understand what you're trying to do here, but it's way too short-sighted. Like, you basically unleashed Dimitri without even thinking of what problems he's going to bring you, which seems weird. I don't know. It seems a little out of character for Gwen. Like, yeah, she's trying to hurt Leo, but to bring Dimitri back, who ostensibly is going to do her more harm, just didn't seem smart.
Right.
It was most definitely short-sighted. On the flip side, it's not becoming apparent to Dimitri that out and out proving that she's a kidnapper and a fraud is going to be a little tricky, because in order to prove stuff like that, you need allies, and he has none.
Mm-hmm.
He has none in the local authorities, none in the federal or international authorities. He has no allies. His own family gave the money to Gwen because, not just because, she's legally his wife, but because they're a bunch of homophobes, reportedly. So they are not likely to want to help him. So he's going to have an uphill battle.
Yeah.
I think I just hate the fact that I don't mind that Dimitri is back, because I've always liked the character of Dimitri. I do think, you guys know, I am one of those fans that, like, I just go with the show. So, like, at one point I was fangirling for Leo and Dimitri, and now I'm good with Dimitri and with Javi and Leo. Mm-hmm. And I kind of hated that. I hate that he is causing such a rift in their relationship. Mm-hmm. But I'm also kind of like, I don't understand why he is causing such a rift, because Leo really is truly dedicated to Javi and doesn't have, well, he does have feelings for Dimitri, but I think they're just those unresolved feelings because of how everything went down. But I don't feel like it was something where Javi needed to be like, nope, go figure it out. Like, what?
Yeah, I think in a way it's very mature to be like, go figure out your feelings before we really like file the marriage license. So I think to me also, I agree with you, it was a bit jarring to see like such maturity there. He wasn't like closing ranks and being like, this guy's back now, I need to protect my relationship or my marriage kind of a thing. So that was weird. I don't know. I think the latter part of this week, I think I got why they were doing this, even though I think it's mature and everything, but I thought it was a little too, I won't say short-sighted the way Gwen is, but it was a little too like, you also got to fight here,
Mm-hmm.
like, this is your new husband. This is someone else who's coming back.
I know, man, you locked it down.
it's a messed up situation, but don't push him so far into Dimitri's arms. Like
Right.
you can state your case of you want to make sure like he's committed to you, but also like don't give him a reason to go back to Dimitri, or don't open it up so much that now he can begin to develop feelings, or really start to question things. But again, I think the writing is on the wall for this character in so many ways. So I think it makes sense now to me. I think when it happened, it was like, oh, I don't really understand Javi here. I think considering what we know in the real world, it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Javi's reaction was equal parts mature, equal parts stupidity. Leo's reaction stems purely from his continued feeling of inferiority, always feeling like he doesn't deserve Javi. But when he needs to wake up and realize that he's outgrown Dimitri. Dimitri did make some very valid points in terms of Leo was perfect for Dimitri the way he was. Yeah, but that's past Leo. Leo has done a lot of growing, and it wasn't for Javi, and it wasn't because Javi wanted him to necessarily be a better person all the time. It's because Leo just grew up. Leo just wanted to do the work and be better. Still be himself, but be better. And that's something that I think that he needs to wake up and realize. He's outgrown Dimitri.
Yeah. I think he did too. I did like I did like Javi and Dimitri's interaction in Hortontown's career. I mean, Javi kind of held his own, but Dimitri really just was a sassy bitch who just had to go confront the ex.
And that was that was Javi's reaction when Dimitri sauntered up and sat down, and you literally saw this bitch.
Yeah.
And then Dimitri was that bitch.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what I didn't like though. I wanted a Housewives moment.
A table flip or
where he breaking up the glass
or something. Yeah.
But when he was like, I was gonna throw my coffee at you and I don't have any coffee, I was like, well, do something.
It's not Javi though. It's not in his nature.
Well, it's not Javi's nature to be that way.
Well, apparently it was in his nature if he prepped it up and then was like, oh, I ain't got nothing else to drink.
I think he would have to be pushed. Javi is capable of it. He would need to be really, really pushed.
Oh, he was being pushed.
No, he was being pushed, but people have different limits.
The fact that when someone's spilling tea and then they lean into your ear to be like, he kissed me back and it was so bad. It's like that moment. Remember, it reminds me of this moment. Remember years ago when Marlena and Kristen, played by Eileen Davison, were talking, and Kristen was like, he was all over me.
Oh yeah.
It was like that moment.
It's deserving of a response.
With the whole hand movement and everything.
Yeah.
Yes. He was all over me. I was like, yes, Kristen. That's a bitchy thing to just, and that's what Dimitri did. Dimitri leaned in and was like, and he kissed me back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard when that connection was so strong, when that raw sexual tension that they had was so strong. I totally get it. That previous stigmatization that we had talked about for a long time.
The magical penis.
It came into play there for a little bit, and I whoever came up with that line, I want to hug them. Why is your face so symmetrical? I'm like, that's the line right there. That's how I feel about certain people. That's how I feel about Jonathan Bailey and Hudson Williams. Why is your face so symmetrical? It's unfair. I look at you, I'm like, oh.
It's funny because I agree that Leo in some ways has outgrown Javi, but that chemistry is still there. I think Greg and
Dimitri
Peter really have, really great chemistry. So, I mean, I don't know. Who knows if that, like we said, we know, again, we're getting a new Javi sometime soon. And sometimes, like we've talked about on the show before, sometimes that changes the dynamic of a relationship. Like, who knows if Greg and the new guy, whoever is playing new Javi, will have that chemistry. Who knows if people may want the chemistry of Leo and Dimitri back. So it's an interesting time.
So what I don't want from Leo and Dimitri is they annoyed me to no end previously, the way they would talk to each other and be like, Sweetums, cookie, blah, blah, blah. It was so fucking annoying. I wanted to, and I'm like,
don't be mad that you don't have a Honey Bunches of Oats to noodle up too.
I wouldn't talk to them like that. I don't know. No.
Michael Mattis, I could never in life imagine you being like, "Hey, Sweetums, what would you like for dinner?" Like, I could never.
It's not in my nature.
I more so still imagine you.
No, I'm like, what do you want for dinner?
Or either that, or being like, "Bitch, are you hungry?" Like,
what do you want? Yeah, let's figure this out. Yeah,
like we would all be sitting there clenching our robes, like, are they together or just friends? Because where is the love?
Yeah, before when Peter Forte came on as Dimitri, I was like, oh, he can make a perfect Demira. He's got like dark features. He can act like a villainous. Then he got with Leo and then went all soft and was like, and just like cartoonish almost. So I'm hoping this time with Dimitri they kind of stick to the more devilish part of him and not that. Even if Leo and him end up getting back together, that they don't go full on like, I'm trying to think of like a analogy here, but just that super sweet crap. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Mm-mm. Well, after this, I'm gonna have to do. Oh, actually, no.
They're like that dip and stick. Remember, the dip and stick with the sugar, where the dip is sugar.
Oh yeah, Fun Dip.
Fun Dip. Yeah. They're like Fun Dip, where it's just.
I used to get those at the pool.
Yes, where it's too sweet, where the stick is sugar and the dip is nothing but flavored sugar. So it's just too much.
Oh, there we go. That's me. Y'all know I love a good poll.
All this talk about dip and stick and polls, and people are talking about Leo missing.
Welcome back, everyone.
Y'all know what I meant. Wait, how did I do it last time? Oh man, I didn't forgot how to do it.
How to do a poll, y'all.
I wanted to see if people thought that oh man, where'd it go? If Leo should be with Javi or Dimitri. But I have now forgotten how to do a poll on the YouTubes, because remember I did one last. Oh, now
just watching this.
Now I see why. Yeah, coming back to do a show is it's a lot. It is a lot. I'm over here struggling. I was like, oh, I don't know how to do a poll, and that was because I'm not logged into the Dishin Days YouTube channel. I'm logged into mine, and what a hot mess. Anyway, in a few minutes, I'm going to put a poll up, and you guys let us know whether you think Dimitri should be, if Leo should be with Dimitri or Javi. What do y'all think? Who would you want to see?
I think Javi is the healthier. He had a more healthy relationship with Javi.
Yeah,
than he did with Dimitri.
Yeah,
and I think they kind of fit together. With Dimitri, no,
he's outgrown him.
He's outgrown him, and that the way that relationship's now it might be different because there was always that secret behind their relationship. because Dimitri was married to Gwen. Now that that's not a factor, you know, I don't know. I still think Javi's better for Leo than Dimitri is. I feel like Dimitri would make Leo regress, or that would be a risk.
Yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead, Justin.
I'm just gonna say Javi now, but with a question mark. I'm gonna wait and see how this develops. I'm not like totally out on Dimitri though. I agree Leo has outgrown him in some ways, but I don't know. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Plus, like I said, we're getting a new Javi, so we'll see if the chemistry translates. Sometimes, you know, it may be a different match.
And who knows, when Javi comes back from Corpus Christi, wherever, he may bring back, you know, a hot new Texan. You know, he may meet somebody else.
Maybe. I do feel like this is all setting, like the abruptness of Javi leaving for his father to go take care of his father and basically being like, let's just get a one-way ticket. Yeah. I don't need a round trip. Let's just get a one-way because I might not come back. I'm like, oh. And also the fact that this I did hear when like, remember Marlena said that they had 10 days to file the marriage certificate. Like, I feel like they're not gonna do it, and they're not gonna end up being legally married.
Nope, they're not.
Hate that.
I hate that too. Also, Leo, stop getting married on December 31st in Horton Town Square. That day does not work for you. Okay, this is now you two for two, honey. You 2 for 2. You 2 for 2.
Did Marlena officiate the last one too?
No.
Who officiated the last one?
Who was that? Was it Justin?
Oh, maybe.
It was Justin,
because it was a double wedding.
Double wedding.
Yeah.
Which
was great.
Yeah. Okay, so no. So,
but great to have Dimitri back. Like I said, as much as I thought Gwen was crazy for bringing him back, I'm glad he's back. I'm glad. It's nice to see Peter Corte. I think it's nice to see a Demira who's a little bit mischievous. Like, he's bad, but he's also, you know, he's a lot. I feel like Dimitri's fun in a way that some of the other Demiras are not fun. So
exactly,
I'm curious to see what he's gonna get mixed up in. I like to see them expand his character a little bit more. Like, and again, it's funny because he's not. His other relatives are also people we like, but they're not on the show. Like, you know, he's related to Carly and Frankie Brady, and like those people aren't around. So like, I don't know. I would like them to expand his character a bit more with some other people.
Yeah. Landon. And this is the type of messiness and shenanigans we like to have. Landon said, "Can we do another poll if we prefer Ron, Days, or the new writers?"
Oh,
I would prefer a blending of both.
There's
a middle ground between the two
writing regimes.
There's a balance in there that needs to be found.
I think everybody agreed over the break, though, became apparent that this whole 10-month ahead thing, we gotta figure something out. We gotta shorten it to like 6 months or something, because it's 10-month ahead.
I had an idea because the writers were saying in an interview, Paula and Jean, I think her name is, they were saying that, like, being 10 months ahead, you literally can't pivot anything if the viewers aren't feeling it, and the only feedback they get is from producers. So like I was like, why don't they just gather a panel of like 4 or 5 trusted fans, make them sign NDAs saying like, you know, you can't
volunteer
anything, have them, you know, brief them on, or have them see some stuff and get some find a way to get some viewer feedback so that you can pivot. Even you can stay 10 months ahead and maybe pivot based on that feedback, versus getting feedback from producers who may be giving you feedback from a different perspective than who's actually watching the show. But
I volunteer as Tribune.
I mean, I think we all would volunteer for that job. I mean, I would too.
And at the end of the day, maybe the producers don't want fan feedback. They want to do it the way they want to do it, and that's just, we're stuck with what we get.
Mhm.
Well, here's the thing. I think if they do it down to maybe 3 months, then they can pivot because they can see how they can really collectively see how we are reacting, and they can pivot quickly. It's going to be very quick, but I just also feel like they need to make sense of what it is that they're doing. For example, we weren't really here to talk about it, but I was completely let down about the Demira kidnappings and bringing back Peter Blake
Yeah.
to like kill them with gas, and then now he's dead, allegedly. And I looked at that storyline and I was like, there's so many missed opportunities. It was already interesting to
I've got a vial of gas and I'm going to kill you all. I was like,
right, but
what?
I'm going to kill you all with a vial of gas, but I also have the antidote for myself, so I live. It's like what are we doing? And I feel like what was interesting was that there was someone kidnapping all the Demiras, which I was like, okay. Where are we going?
And then they've all gotten out. We still don't know who did it. Who did it?
Still don't know who did it. And there was one extra person watching from Alamania, and so it's a lot. And I feel like there's not a lot of planning that's happening. It's kind of like, if I'm being honest, and y'all know I love this show, and everyone there. I know maybe in this climate of where the industry is, everybody's doing their best. We're just fans with open arms who truly love the show and just have thoughts and opinions. I do feel like what we're seeing is, what if we did this? And someone goes, yeah, and then they do it, and then they go, now what?
Yeah, I think it's a timing issue. It's a timing issue on filming, and it's also a timing issue on, you can't introduce all of these great elements to this story, because I went into this story seeing like all of the potential. Like there were so many great elements going into the crypt that I saw great potential once everybody came out, and then it just kind of dropped. Or it's like, oh no, we're going to address this at a later time. No, address it now.
Yeah.
Address it now, or make it very clear that that we're getting close to it. You can't just put it off.
Yeah. Anyway. Megan mentioned Dan. I mean, I've said this to a few people. I actually would have preferred the guy who played Eric, who replaced Eric, for a short amount of time. I thought he would have made a great Peter. Yeah. Anyway, back to this stuff at hand. So Javi and Leo and Dimitri aren't the only girls that are fighting. We still got on the case ISA agent Kat Green working with Rafe to find out what's happening in the hospital.
I had a moment watching this week when Kat was on screen, and I was like, I cannot remember for the life of me what she was doing. I was like, wait, who's she working for again? She's working for EJ, but no, she's working for EJ because she's working for Rafe.
Yeah,
and they're investigating. I had to like remind myself that I was like, what is she doing now? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It all came back to me, but I had a moment where
No, she was doing a lot of work during the whole Demira kidnapping stuff. She was kind of doing a little too much, according to Rafe.
Yeah.
So I give her kudos. And I had a moment this week when I was watching her, the way she was working her brother, the way she was working, where she was like fake yelling at Rafe. And watching them as scene partners, and even over the phone, that I really liked how consistent they've kept that partnership, where I feel like this is the most consistent like investigation I've seen in a really long time, where I'm actively seeing them actually doing stuff, which I like. I had a moment this week where I'm like, it's gonna be like a full year, isn't it, before anybody finds out that Kat is an ISA agent, because the first time it was confirmed was last June.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, with John's. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be like a year before anybody actually knows, and then I'm like, well, actually, that's not bad for as we kind of hem and haw about when secrets are revealed and when they should be revealed, and that actually would not be a bad timeline in my mind, because that would be a significant length of time, and then that would also coincide with like her 2 years since she's been on screen that no one has known that she's an ISA agent.
If I'm being honest, I kind of wish they would have kept her as Abigail.
Oh really? Oh, actually, like her. I like this pivot with her character. I'm glad.
I like
out of the chat stuff.
I mean, I think I say that because I think when they pivoted to like just having her as like Kat Green and all this, I feel like it was like what do we do? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she wasn't a fully fleshed out character, to where I had a moment this week where I was like, you know what? What if they had just made her the new Abigail? Like what would that have been? You know what I mean? And I was thinking about that in the context of like, Jennifer is still all upset about the fact that, she impersonated her. And I'm like, for someone who's lived in Salem all her life and seen all the ups and downs, you can't have any empathy. Boo-hoo you. And so, and I think I had a moment of like, well, what if she just was Abigail? Like, what would that storyline would have been? You know what I mean? So, but listen, Kat Green's on the case. I think she's more on the case than Rafe is. Because
Rafe is just walking around like
you need a lady in there to like keep the man, dumb.
Yeah.
Especially in Salem. If Dateline has taught me anything, it's
Dateline.
That female investigators. What?
Dateline.
If Dateline has taught me anything, it is that female investigators get the job done. Because every time it's like these cases go cold somehow, and it's always these dudes that are then suddenly this lady investigator comes in and like in no time at all finds a lead, has it solved. Yeah. So
called being observant.
And Kat Green is that lady.
You know who they need? Sylvia Brown.
Sylvia Brown. Sylvia Brown.
I need Sylvia Brown. I need Sylvia Brown in town. But that's it with this storyline, right? Like, I feel like
I am at the point where I want some kind of reveal about what's going on in that lab.
Same.
Yeah.
I just need something. It doesn't have to be the full reveal, but we need something. This has been, months now.
Yeah. But also the fact that Mark was like, we're really close to a breakthrough. And I wanted to be like, bitch, do you know what you're working on?
Well,
because
you need to know.
Because nobody, like, you only know half the story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You only know half the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure if it was this week. I think it was this week. When Xander and Leo were commiserating, they started off outside of Marlena's penthouse, and then they couldn't, and then she wasn't there. But before they started drinking their troubles away together and commiserating, Leo had the line of the week when he said something like, your sex appeal just went up 100% with me knowing you're going to therapy. And I yes, for 2026, if we all get this message, your sex appeal does go up if I find out you're in therapy.
I did like seeing them two together. It's been a while. I like that Leo acknowledged, I forget how he said it, like my old accomplice or whatever he said. It was like, oh yeah, I liked the first go around of them when we had the like Leo and Xander, we almost thought something might happen.
And the banana.
Yeah, I like the Triarch's mansion. And then I like the other round when it was like him, Gwen, and Xander, and it was like they were like reframing them as like the villains of the show, even though that was very short-lived. So I like them two coming together and just
And the very Salem Christmas what if world.
Oh yeah. That too. Yep, that too.
Well,
So,
before
we get to see those two together.
Before we move on to our next storyline, we have another sound off from one of our Dishin Days fans.
Hey everybody, it's Megan Bizzaro from Massachusetts. I just want to say I've really enjoyed having Peter Port back on Days Are Alive this week as Dimitri. As much as I'm mad that he ruined Leo and Javi's wedding, I did not want that to happen. But he's been so hilarious. His facial expressions are priceless. I love the dialogue they're giving him, and he's flamboyant and awkward and cringy. And that part where Javi was going to throw the cup of coffee at him and he went, "What was all of that?" I really like him being back. I think I need more Peter Port.
Same.
Yeah,
we all love a good Peter Port.
Yeah.
Him and his symmetrical face and his coiffed hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's unfair sometimes.
Very.
But the hair?
Yes.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Oh my gosh. You know what I just realized? I was so excited about something and then it didn't happen. Maybe it'll happen next week.
Okay.
Anyway, we're moving on with the rest of our top storylines. And we are starting with, going on with Thelma and Louise, Bayview Edition.
Rachel keeps slipping. It's like, oh, she said this to me. Oh, I thought she could. It's like, girl, you got to be smart. Oh, she wrote it to me. Show me the notes. I ate it. I was like, oh, geez. Okay.
And then not eating it at the end. I was like, okay, Rachel, you don't need to film that part now. Like, it's already a bust, girl. Like, you can kind of maybe crumble that up. You put half in the waste paper basket, half in the toilet. Like, girl, you don't need to follow through on that little piece there, girl.
I think in the beginning, I liked their friendship. Now I just feel like Sophia is just taking full advantage of this young, naive girl. And, still acting like she's mute and she's not, and then I think in this situation, it continues to make Rachel look way worse than what she should at that age. Do you know what I mean? Like I was thinking about how we used to love young Sierra, played by Lauren Boyles, and how she was sassy and just we were like, oh, she's on the track to being the new Sammy, right? And I compared that to like Rachel and how sometimes we're like, are we going too far? Like with Rachel, like the fact that she's lied, she's tried to kill all before the age of 16. Like that's.
I bet there are a lot of people who ask that same question about Sammy.
But
not that early though with Sammy.
Really?
Yeah, Sammy was 16, 15, 16.
But she became a delinquent in her teenage years.
Very quickly.
She wasn't trying to kill people.
In her teens, though, like of course in your teens you may be a little deviant, but like she ain't shoot John when she caught John and Marlena together.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. Rachel would have. Yeah.
Sarah, keep in mind, because they said it this week, Sarah hugged. Hugged Brady and got pistachio ice cream. I mean, the diabolicalness of it all.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've gone around and around and around for months over, Rachel's bad behavior, over Rachel's influence, the back and forth between Kristen and Brady, the unclear boundaries, blah blah blah, and we're where we are. And right now, my biggest issue with this is the therapist. That is a bad therapist. That therapist is terrible. And just to prove my point, I consulted a therapist, my cousin, the therapist, about it. And I asked her, okay, watch this. analyze this for me and tell me if I'm off the mark, because is it just me, or is she giving like off the chart terrible bad advice to Rachel? And she said no, you're right on the money. She is not doing what Rachel needs. It's not the approach I take. She needs to be emphasizing that it's all about Rachel's safety and how her poor choices can lead to unsafe decisions, and phrase it as, we're going to give you you and Sophia space from each other so that you can gain some perspective on how your decisions are making both of you unsafe, that kind of a thing. Always turn it around to, this is not in your best interest kind of a thing. Not, we know what's best for you, we're the adults. That's a bad therapist. So now, not only is Brady the dumbass and Kristen the manipulator, not only are they making choices like months and months later than they should have, now they have a therapist who is just terrible and is giving them bad advice and is now talking to their daughter in a way that's only going to isolate Rachel more.
We're going to have to put you on a time limit. 5 minutes have gone by.
I will say I do like the actress who's playing the therapist. I'm like, oh, they should keep her around. I like her.
Oh yeah,
I like her. Yeah.
Because then at least we know there's another, someone else in town besides Marlena.
Exactly. Yeah, we're actually seeing someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Brady was sort of on, he had the Salem brain this week about questioning Sophia.
He's had the brain quite.
He's had it for a while, actually. Yeah. He has been using. Yeah. Definitely smarter within the last couple of months, I think.
And then, did he really believe Rachel? She's like, no. Like, oh my gosh. And then, and are we still talking about how Rachel wants Kristen and Brady together?
I know. When they brought that back up again, I was like, we're still on this. She hasn't progressed any.
Right. Has it not been made clear that like your mommy and daddy are not getting back together because they are both a hot mess and they don't need to be together? Mm-hmm. But you can still have your mom and dad.
I mean, back in the day, how many years did we have to put up with young Sean Douglas telling everybody he wanted Bo and Hope to be a family again? That's just a trope that keeps the kids want their family together, and then the parents feel guilty because
Well, they already used that trope, but Bo and Hope actually deserve to be together until they killed Hope, until they killed Bo, and then I thought she deserved to be with Aiden. But that's neither here nor there, and we can't.
And now Bo and Hope are together. They sailed off in the sunset, and
Lati di, Lati da, but fancy face.
It's funny with Rachel because there's no real history of like her growing up in this amazing home with Brady and Kristen as her parent. You know what I mean? Like there's no like history to suggest that she would be craving that. It's like, it's like parents who grow up when they're, if people get divorced when they're a baby or something, like they don't know their parents together as a couple and they're completely fine with their parents not being together because they don't know what that means or what that's like. So it's about time we get her over this part, I think. Like,
yeah. It's like they're not getting back together. Let's move on. Like, girl in Bayview, get yourself together, please. Please get yourself together, because I mean, like I said at the beginning of this, I was for Rachel and Sophia's friendship. I thought it was cute, but now Sophia is like taking full advantage, and
it seems very one-sided. Like Rachel thinks she actually has a friend. Sophia's just
using her.
Use Rachel as a tool for her own.
Oh, and I'm sorry
to realize that.
Oh, sorry. Say that again, Michael.
I said Rachel's too young to realize it.
Also, this I know that Sophia asked Rachel to steal money in order to pay for a phone. I don't know no phone that costs $55.
I know, right? I know.
She was going to go get it at Metro PCS or
she
she
got one
was-
of those Obama phones.
It's
she
gonna
was
be a
on-
she sell on
cheap
the
ass
street.
phone.
She was on her way to get a cricket. Like,
yeah, he said that's it, the cricket.
when the cash got pulled out, I was like 20, 35. What phone are you about to get for $55, honey?
Yeah.
Do you know how expensive phones are?
Yeah.
And you got to be on a plan in order to get the phone for free.
Yeah.
And until then, they might be
The
out
plan's
of stock.
the plan's not that cheap either. So
Yeah.
No, like Sophia, unless one of your friends that is in college right now or something worked at the local Salem cell phone company, thing, like how are you going to get a phone? And then Ari being in Horton Town, Sophia, I'm like, you didn't think and then Sophia just.
That actually,
Putting on the Christmas disguise if she doesn't see me.
Yeah,
exactly.
no, but this actually, guys, this actually could work. With $55, you can get a prepaid phone. You can get
Araceli pulled up
Mint
Walmart's website and was
phone.
like, cell phone.
Yes, you can get the Cricket wireless. So yeah, it's you can
It's
get
doable.
something cheap and prepaid.
It's doable. It's just not going to be,
Yeah.
you're not going to go, not Verizon or T-Mobile or whatnot. And where I'm sure you could get a deal on a good phone? Price Town, but there ain't one.
You know what Sophia should have done? She should have said, I'm gonna sneak out and steal a phone. And she could have just went to Horton Town Square and said, swoop, and just stole somebody's phone, factory reset it, because we already know she knows how to do that. And then just, had a free phone. And not the one for $55 that she was walking to Best Buy to go get. Anyway, all right. Are we all done with that?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. I'm moving on. Setting the trap. Oh, gosh. So first we're going to start with Stephanie and Alex. I, at this point, would just like to know who's actually doing the stalking.
Mm-hmm.
I think we already think we know because of the preview,
Yeah.
but I would like to know who's doing it. We know it's not Jeremy. So who is it? And much like Stephanie, I was getting just tired because it's like they canceled the book tour. She can't do the engagement announcement, which happy engagement, Alex and Stephanie.
Yeah.
Bless their heart.
Also, on another side note, I really wish that I had somehow maybe reminded the amazing PR over at Days that the Notebook was in town in LA. And I think that would have been the cutest picture to see Robert Scott Wilson and Abigail Klein like on the red carpet of the Notebook to be like, look, guys, we made it.
Except unlike the Notebook, Alex and Stephanie's relationship actually has become very healthy.
Yes. Also, side note, sorry, a little plug. I do encourage, if the Notebook the musical is in your town, please go see it. It is actually really good. I cried during intermission and I cried at the end. But much like Stephanie, I'm like, yes, girl, like I'm with you. You need to take your life back. And then all of a sudden, Steve is like, oh, well, look at this. And I'm like, you had to go on the dark web to find a message board? Like, who's that deep? Like, what are we doing? And now it's all about protecting Alex. I'm like, let this girl live. Like, did we not learn anything from Rachel Marin? That's from The Bodyguard, y'all.
I got the stuff that you want.
Yeah.
Got the thing that you need.
I actually really like where this storyline is going. I have loved Stephanie and Alex the last few months. I really loved them the last few weeks. Even the dynamic with Steve. I loved the engagement. I thought it was adorable the way that Alex asked Steve and Kayla for permission, how he included them. Well, not permission, but their blessing. He included them in the engagement process. He's been, he's right there. He's having active conversations with Steve where he's like, I'm not gonna, I agree with you on her safety, but it has to be her call, kind of a thing. So they have, to my complete shock, think about this time last year, I was ranting and raving to anybody who would listen that they were not worthy, they were not a good couple, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I stand corrected. This is my moment of being humble. They have one of the healthiest relationships on the show.
Well, yeah. The only drama that they have is this obsessed fan.
Mm-hmm. But but it's one of those things where we like that the drama is coming from outside of the relationship and not inside of the relationship. It's a common goal, and they're actively communicating. It's not like, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't. It's like, no, they have active conversations about why they should go ahead and set a trap, kind of a thing. And even if they initially disagree, they talk through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like them. I'm happy for them. They're engaged. I think it's a good move. The timing seems okay. But I'm one of these people with this storyline. This is the one that I'm like, we need something to get going with this.
We need something. You gotta give us something. You gotta sprinkle something for us to keep us interested. Like, these storylines get to a point, where
something has to be revealed.
Exactly. Even if it's just to them or us. The viewers, at least. The viewer needs to know what's going on. The characters don't need to know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
That part of it can be like, oh, we see them figuring it out and we're yelling at the TV like, it's blah, 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 Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with us knowing something that the characters don't, and then us watching them figure it out.
And right now it's us saying, guys, wake up. It's not Jeremy.
Yeah, and the fact that Jeremy is still so butthurt that Maggie asked him about it. Mm-hmm. It's like, if 2 + 2 = 4, and 5 + 5 = 10. If she's getting these like obsessive letters, and you just so happen to be back in town, of course we're gonna start with you. Mm-hmm. And all he had to say was no and keep it moving. Like, she came into the Horton house and it's like, oh, hey, Julie. Hey, Maggie.
He literally was like, bitch. And
yeah, pretty much. It's like you, yes. Is it a jacked up question to ask? Yes, it is. But it's a logical question to ask. And if you said no, you said no. But also, Julie tried to be a little upset too, because we all know how protective she is of her family. She let Nick Fallon get away with all the shows and shenanigans and still was like, but he's family. But you sitting there mad at Doug III for stealing your little necklace.
And here's where anybody else but Julie would have called Maggie on this, and I'm going to call her out on this right now, that I firmly believe that the way that she interrogated Jeremy about it and the way that she feels about it is being influenced by her current situation with Xander.
Who?
Maggie. I really feel that it's informing her attitude right now, where she's like, she knows what people are capable of, but it's that thing, that Horton thing of you're either all bad or you're all good. Mm-hmm. And if there is a bad seed, well, there must have been a good reason that they did something bad, kind of a thing. That's the Horton way. And, it historically, at least, with as far as Julie goes. Mm-hmm. And Maggie, I really think, is just being influenced by her current attitude and towards Xander. Mm. Because that's the thing, is like he's all bad now. Before he was good, he was complicated, but he did good things. Now he's all bad. And now there's no middle ground. Jeremy can't get angry without someone saying, oh, he did it. It's him. It's like, no, he's allowed to have anger issues. He has a history
He's
of
allowed to
anger
be
issues.
angry, not have angry issues.
No, but here's the difference is that people who are quick to anger and actually go through the process of therapy, as he described to when he was visiting Rachel this week, it's like there's a difference in as we see Xander now actively going through this process of it's not about suddenly not becoming an angry person. It's about having not as quick of a trigger on your anger, and whether that means your actions, whether that means your how you present yourself to the world. Jeremy can have a flash of anger and not be violent. People see that you saw that flash of anger when Maggie questioned him, and she was like, "Oh, you must still have that in you." It's like, yeah, he probably still has anger in him, but that doesn't equate to he's violent. That doesn't equate to he's a stalker.
Yeah.
For me, I was okay with him being upset with Matt. Like, he wasn't disrespectful or
Right.
I feel. And then also, it seemed to me like when they had their initial, when she initially asked him, it seemed to be coming from a place of like, I'm asking for Alex, or like this is connected to them in terms of Stephanie, as opposed, and I think Jeremy may have gotten offended on the idea of, oh, you're my aunt, you're a Horton. Like, even though I've done my dirt in the past, like, I need loyalty from, I think that was part of it too, that she seemed to be coming from it like, okay, well, I'm connected to Alex, so I'm asking this question for Alex and Stephanie, where I think he was like, oh, you're my aunt. You're asking about, you know what I mean? Like, and yes, Alex is her aunt as well, but, he's the one, she's the one. They're the two that have the history, I guess. I was okay with it. I mean, as long as, she didn't continue with it. He didn't, yell at her or scream at her. He's, he was like, okay. And he did say, his tone was like, bitch, get out of here. But it was, oh, Aunt Maggie, or goodbye, Aunt Maggie, or whatever he said. And then he exited stage left. That's how you deal with it. Yeah. That's how you deal with adults who you're trying to be respectful of.
Mm-hmm.
Hello to you. And now I'm leaving. That's as far as that's as long as my respect is extended to you. When I
get over it,
to be mad at you,
get over it. She asked you a question, you answered. She's like,
but it's that she still doesn't believe him. That's what he's feeling. It would be different if she had just asked the question and dropped it, but she told Julie that she still doesn't quite believe him, and he senses that.
Rightfully so. Right now, they ain't got nothing else to go on. So
they can only go on the data they have, and the data they have is that he was a creep.
Yeah.
So,
well, they're also going on the false information that they think he was the one who tipped Leo off, which I'm like, why isn't Stephanie talking to Leo? Like, yeah, he may not say who told him, which is EJ, but he could probably say it's not this guy. So don't, you know what I mean? In this case, I feel like Leo maybe, again, it wouldn't reveal his source as in out EJ, but he may say, oh, it wasn't Jeremy. Don't put that on me. Like, I gave you that information to now go after this potentially innocent person. I think that's the weird part where I'm like, okay, you want to ask Leo here? Or things are getting serious now.
Well, it's because everybody got their degree and they know every fucking thing. That's why. That's what's happening.
Hey, I actually do have my degree.
So do I. All right. Well, before we head out of this storyline, let's hear from our wonderful fan about Maggie and Julie.
This is Tamara from Martinsburg, West Virginia. I enjoy the scenes where we have Maggie and Julie having dialogue. It's great to see the veterans do other things and have active storylines.
We do love the veterans. Mm-hmm. We do love that. I think one thing that we can agree upon is that this writing regime is very good at like having characters interact with each other more, which I think is a great appreciation. Now, if they could just get the storylines together so that when they talk, they have more to talk about, then that would be great. All right, everyone. Well, I can do it here. Well, everyone, those were your top storylines here on Dishin Days. And before we head into our tidbits, I know, right? Before we head into our tidbits, we just want to remind you guys to please make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Also, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that bell notification. That way you'll never miss when we post new content or when we're going live every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, if you want to join our exclusive members only page and join in on some wonderful stuff that we have, including virtual events, you can do that by joining on our YouTube page using your laptop or computer and maybe tablet. Also, if you need to take us along with you and listen to us on your favorite podcast station, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, and where all podcasts can be found. So support. And speaking of support, make sure you show some love to James Lott Jr. over at JLJ Media on YouTube and where all podcasts can be found. And now, everyone, let's head on over to our tidbits, where we give you a little bit of information, just as much information as we received on the show. Our first tidbit is going to be oh no.
I thought it too, and I was like, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, no. No, thank you.
Nope. Not doing it that way. But our first tidbit is you're fired, and that is the battle between Xander and Brady. Oh gosh.
And Sarah had to fucking insert herself into it.
Which we got some progress. Xander didn't cowl like some beaten man or guilty guy and stood up for himself, which I was really surprised
and pointed out that she's not, she was not, we've always said she wasn't innocent in their situation either. They both did shit, but she always wants to give him the crap. And so it was great to see Xander stand up for himself and in a somewhat healthy manner. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of, anger driven, but, he was just very to the point, Well, it was very factual what he was saying.
That's why
to the point where, like, Sarah, at one point didn't really have an answer.
That's why when Xander said, I might be an ass, but you might want to look in the mirror too. I said,
Thank you.
Right.
Okay, Xander. But also, like, Xander, you ain't have to fire that man.
Yes, he did.
I was kind of with Xander on this. Yeah,
I wasn't really against Xander. Yes, Brady has Brady has some legitimate reasons for like laxing with work, but
he's had 1 foot in, 1 foot out for months.
Yeah.
And Xander made some very good points. It's like, if there were any other employee, Xander would be asking the same thing, where like he's saying every other department has given me their projections for the new year and a plan, a detailed plan of how to increase profits. Where's yours?
Okay, well, here's the thing with that, and here's where it goes to. This is how you sit down and have a plan and execute it in a way that it makes sense. If he had brought Brady in to talk about where were you for the meeting, you talked about profits and we haven't done anything. Listen, Brady, I am so sorry, but I'm going to have to let you go. And it somehow got spinned into, oh, you're letting me go because of Sarah.
But Brady was the one who brought that up.
And no, but no, because when Brady mentioned Sarah, that's when Xander was like, you know what, that report, don't worry about it, you're fired. So it wasn't until Brady said something about how he was reacting and being like, oh, this has to do with Sarah. That's when Xander was like, oh, so there is a you and Sarah. Well, you know what, buddy? And listen, when somebody uses buddy, that means they're tired, okay?
Yeah.
Listen here, buddy. That report, don't worry about it. You're fired. And then it became about the fact that there's something between between Brady and Sarah.
But why the hell would Brady bring it up to begin with?
What?
Why the hell would Brady bring it up to begin with?
Exactly. So my thing is this: what would have been like for us is if he had those legitimate reasons to fire Brady, and it was spinned into, oh no, you're actually doing this because of Sarah, and then everybody hopping on Xander being like, oh, you're doing this because of Sarah, you're doing this because of me, and Xander can be like, actually no, but since you brought it up, so there is, you know what I mean, like that would have, instead of us feeling like, Xander, why are you firing that man over Sarah? Why are you mad over the divorce decree? Like, for a second, let us be Team Xander. Let us be Team Xander in this instead of making him always out to be a villain. But because it went that way, he's the villain all over again.
I can still see all of this for what it is, and Xander is not the villain in this. He made out some very good points. Brady has done nothing to help himself. He is actively pursuing Sarah. He is actively ignoring good judgment in terms of the business, in terms of his children, in terms of his relationships. This entire tidbit segment should be renamed Brady is a dumbass.
Brady equal dumb.
Brady is a dumbass. Sorry,
well, he's
not
a dumb.
sorry.
Okay, so we need
For
to give
so many
Brady
reasons.
some. His brain is working better than it has because in certain respects, but he's still dumb in other respects. He is dumb when it comes to matters of romantic entanglements, we'll call them. That's when he gets kind of dumb.
I saw zero intelligence from him this week on all fronts.
No, he figured out quick that it was Rachel that took the money. I was kind of impressed by that.
Yes, and then he's being and he's allowing himself to be led around the nose by a terrible therapist. Dumb. He's actively pursuing a relationship with Sarah, his friend who he has no chemistry with, which is actively going to piss off Xander and create more tension in the Kiriakis family that needs to be. Dumb. He is focusing once again so much of his attention on Rachel, kind of seeing things but also not seeing things, that he has the so wonderful foresight to say, hey, son who I don't know is on academic probation, do you want to one day take over the family business? Dumb.
Oh God, yeah.
Dumb on all levels.
Did anyone know that Tate was even studying business?
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. It was
I thought he was studying film. He wasn't studying film.
He was taking a film class.
The dumb
It
is
was all in that film
generational.
class, right?
It's generational dumb assery.
Well, you know what? I got my degree in mind your business.
I mean, John Black was somewhat. He wasn't always the smartest, especially when it came to
how dare you
things. Yeah.
Also, I get.
Oh, yes, it's generation. Right. My point was yes, it's generational.
I get the Brady, the legacy thing it's becoming a little too much. I understand John died the past year. He's really holding on to that. And I think this is why I think for me, I didn't care as much. I think that Xander's decision to fire him was definitely definitely at least half, if not more, motivated by his relationship with Sarah. Even so, I don't necessarily feel bad for Brady. Like I said, I think he's had 1 foot in on this job and 1 foot out, and they've shown that over the last few months. I also think because they're in crisis mode and Brady is sort of checked out, I think says something. The stuff about the legacy is okay, we get it, you're holding on to it because it was John, but it was I mean, we look back the history of Basic Black, it's probably been more Brady's, it's been more Kate's company than John's. You know what I mean? He founded it, but again, he didn't remember he founded that as a cover for his ISA stuff, and Kate ran it in the beginning. They're leaning too much on the legacy of it, where I'm was John really that involved in Basic Black?
That's not his legacy.
The first couple years, yeah, it was
exactly. And at this point, I'm sorry to the employees, but it really is just best to let it go. Let the employees, let it fold. Let the companies find work over at Gabby Chic, where she actually is doing work to promote a company. Because this Basic Black is not John's legacy. John's legacy is his
Black Patch.
Is Black Patch, is his work in the ISA, is his family, is the love that he put into his family. That's his legacy. And if Brady really wants to follow in John's footsteps and in John's legacy, pay attention to your goddamn children. Sorry, I'm sorry, you're gonna get mean, Araceli, in 2026 because I've had it.
You go, girl.
She's Araceli and she's had it.
I have had it. Maybe I'll calm down around Lent.
That sounded like, you know how on Maury Povich, whenever they have like, they're like, we have so-and-so backstage, and they have like the little video package, and it's always someone screaming.
Oh, you mean when they're like, hi, my name is Araceli. I might be 12 years old, but you can't tell me what to do. Or I know my mama tells me that I need to take a rest, but guess what? I ain't tired, and therefore she can't tell me.
Or the mom of the baby that they're trying to do a paternity test on, and she's back there screaming, "I know he's the father." All right, let's bring out Araceli.
And as soon as they do, it's like, no, you know you the daddy. You know that baby looks like you. You know that baby looks like you.
Look it up.
Whatever. We're such a mess. Well, you know what? A lot of people actually had a lot to say about Sarah and Xander. So here we are again, y'all, with allowing our fans to sound off on their thoughts on Sarah and Xander.
My name is Brienne, and I'm from Florida. And my comment is about the Xander and Sarah scenes from Thursday. I was really glad that Xander finally stood up for himself, because even though he has done many things that are wrong, Sarah is not perfect, and she has messed up too. And there's no reason that Xander should take responsibility for all of the problems in their marriage.
True. Now we also have this.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm her sister Myrtle Hope, and we're from Tacoma, Washington. My rant is about Xander and Sarah. I really like Xander and Sarah, and I hate what they're doing to them as a couple. I don't like this whole Brady interjection, but I also feel like fans are being too hard on Sarah. Xander has done a lot of bad things, and I think it's reasonable for her to be mad at him. And I feel like she's getting dragged equally, which I don't think it's an equal. They're making Xander act like a total man-child. Thank you.
I love it.
I'm loving this. I'm loving being able to like actually see what fans are thinking about. So yes, you guys are killing it. Also, I want to point out they also sent like 3 other videos as well. They had a lot to say about Days. So thank you, Melissa and Myrtle Hope. We appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right, let's move on to our next tidbit, which is some bedside manners, shall we? The bedside manners of with Liam, his son that we've been introduced to, Gage, and Sarah. I just want to start off with thank you so much to Days for putting the Dr. Tom Horton University Hospital free clinic sign in the free clinic room to remind us that everything in here is free, that all the testing is free, that all the prescriptions are free. Because you know who didn't know that? Liam, as he asked, how much does this cost? Baby, is free. It's the free clinic. I mentioned this too.
Days for reminding me that Liam was a character on the show, because when he first came on, I was like, who that? Oh, right.
Right. Here's the thing. We were very excited to see Hank Northrop join. We were very anxious to see more about his character and everything like that. And now it's like, oh yeah. Okay. Huh?
He is a character who exists.
Yes, but it's like by now we should really know who Liam is and his connection to Salem. And also, Liam, while you were in the free clinic, I love that you got Gage checked out and we realized he has strep throat, poor thing. But you don't want to take care of your knife wound in the free clinic? Okay.
Well, because I'm sure that hand wound has a secret behind it. And he probably got it by doing something.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out probably in a month. It'll when he's on again, it'll be revealed what he did to get that cut on his hand.
Oh, you mean when it's already healing?
No, it'll just take a month for him to be on again. Going, if we're going by the pattern, then yeah.
Knife wound? What knife wound?
We need a fast forward with this too. Again, it's the potential of these characters are interesting. He's a former bully of Theo's. He's not had one interaction, I think, with Theo, right?
Right. Yeah,
no. He's had a couple of interactions with Abe, and they seem to be on the right track. And
then Abe had to bring in a pinch hitter at one point.
Jeremy,
yeah.
Which again, also fine, great for the storyline to keep to keep it continuous, but then
they bring in the son who went to the Charlotte Demira School of Acting and gets no lines.
Just happy to be there.
I know.
Happy to be there.
I'd like you could give him a line. I know he has strep throat, but pay the child. Let him get a line.
Got paid in lollipops.
Yeah.
Okay, so people in the chat room did have to remind us that Liam couldn't read, and that's probably why he couldn't, he asked, he was like, I just want to make sure things are free.
Listen.
He couldn't read the sign.
Whether you can read or not, there are 4 letters that you
There's nothing wrong with verifying that something is something.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. I didn't have a problem with the scene itself. It's the fact that it was a scene that we haven't seen of a character we have not seen in a very long time. Like we get him like once a month.
And that was the scene we got. Anyway, hope we get more. All right.
P.S. Go to Hank Northrup's Instagram, and there's a poster too. He's got very nice abs.
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
They could be showing that once a month if we get
exactly like in his apartment, getting out of the shower, and
that's a different show, folks.
No, wait.
It used to be this show.
Shower, yeah. People were half naked all the time on the show. Not no more.
Did you just screech?
He went to Instagram, found the photo. I'm sure he's going to be uploading it right now.
In 3, 2.
First of all, Michael Mattis gave us instructions, and because I am someone,
give you a recommendation.
Yes, a recommendation. And listen, I do this for our show. Okay, I want to make sure that the fans are informed of the things that they need to be informed about. And Michael Mattis has informed us that we should be paying attention to Hank Northrup and his abs. And who are we to deprive people of said abs?
Yes.
First of all, this is a really great photo, by the way.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
Like, for those who are listening, please make sure you go to Hank Northrup's Instagram for this photo. But it is a earth-toned tan colored suit with no shirt. Every ab is seen, and the backdrop is very nice. It looks really good. Kudos to him. Yeah. Now, what everyone needs to do is head over to Hank Northrup's Instagram, which why stop there? I mean, if we're gonna give the fans what they want, we got to give the fans what they want, honey. You got to go over to Hank_Northrup. Okay, for those of you who don't know how to spell that, that is right here on your screens. It is at Hank_North, NORTHROP. And under said photo, comment and let them know that Dishin Days sent you. I'm just saying. Yeah. Michael Mattis.
He does have good genes.
You're not wrong though. Hey. All right. Anyway, let's move on. That was a nice little thirst trap moment. And for our last tidbit, we've got I've got the blues, baby blues. Oh gosh. I wish Chanel would understand that Johnny's more concerned about her and her well-being. And it's like he can't be happy for the baby without feeling like this pregnancy could make me lose my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, y'all know I'm a feminist stand through and through. Her body, her choice, and all that follows. But even I was like, girl, Chanel, you need to calm down. You are jumping the gun way too much here.
I see both with this situation. I see both sides because they're still coming off of Chanel's still coming off of everything from the last year, like Johnny changing his mind about the adoption, the whole Holly thing, even though he was innocent in that. Like, I feel like she has her emotion, plus all of the stuff that comes with pregnancy, which I'm not a lady, so I only know what I'm not. No, never been pregnant.
Don't play one on TV.
Don't play one on TV. But like I just feel like her emotions are just like always right at the surface, and I think it probably just stung a little bit when Johnny wasn't immediately as elated as she was. And so I feel like I don't feel like she had like an overreaction. I feel like they're we were talking about like being a mature couple. I feel like they've handled it very maturely, and they had a very mature conversation about it this week, and they kind of came together again. And I don't know. I don't feel like she had an overreaction.
Chanel was being very Chanel, because remember when the Blue Bunny incident happened and she was just very like, surprise, now don't you feel stupid?
Yeah.
Like it feels very much that like, you're pregnant? Oh, so you don't want me to have the baby? It's like, it feels like that. And just understand where he's coming from. But again, I also feel like this. I also feel like, sorry to keep rewriting days, but I just wish they would have left Tesoro with Leo and Javi and brought the news about Chanel being pregnant up and had them worry about that instead of having them now worry about this new baby that they just adopted in a day, Chanel's health, and a baby. Like, that's a lot.
I mean, the thing is, Chanel is actually a very optimistic person. She always has been. And if things don't go her way, if tragedy strikes, she just kind of rolls with it. And that's a big part of her strength as a character, which is good. But it also, on the flip side, like you said, it causes her to, when other people don't react with as much enthusiasm, with concern, that she kind of like goes into like, oh, so you feel that way. Do you feel so that you must feel da 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 da? And it's like, no, I'm just processing. Let me process. She's also one of those rare people who, upon hearing of a pregnancy, is immediately elated. And guys, as the lady in the room, I'll tell you right now that that's maybe like 25% of women who get pregnant and who are probably trying to get pregnant. Rare is the person who gets pregnant who doesn't have an oh shit moment in their head. Doesn't like need a minute to just process. And so please let people process.
Yeah, I get that. There was that time I had a scare and I was just like, oh, I was weighing like all of my options.
You got it. Like, breathe through it. Like,
trying to scare Tony.
Yeah, but it's like,
you're like, why is this itching? I better go.
It wasn't that. I was sick and I was moody. It's Just a lot happening.
Which is gas.
But I took a test. I took 3 of them actually, and they all said not pregnant. So
I don't know. I guess I just gotta. I'm on. I see both sides of it. I don't think Chanel's reaction to Johnny's reaction. I don't know. I'm defending it.
Okay, that's fine.
Based on because she again of the recent history with Johnny, I felt like it would just kind of triggered her a little bit, and she wasn't wrong.
Rightfully so. I get that, but it's still initially like, oh, so you don't want me to have this baby?
Yeah, I'm glad that they made up.
I took that as like, oh, now you're changing your mind about having a baby. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like you changed your mind last year about, Tesoro.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't need to beat a dead horse over that.
There was also one little part of this story that was briefly touched upon, which was Johnny dropping the info to Rafe that Leo actually has footage of EJ and Gwen talking about a delivery the night of the gala. Great for the investigation. I didn't necessarily like the conversation between Rafe and Johnny. I came out of that feeling icky. Like, please don't put Johnny in the middle of this. Yeah. It's already so tough when Rafe, he considers Rafe his stepfather and EJ's his father. It's already a tough spot to be in. Please don't make it worse. Keep Johnny firmly out of this investigation.
Yeah, because he got his own problems.
Yeah, no. He has no business being put in the middle, being dragged in the middle. And even that little snippet of Rafe trying to advise Johnny, I'm like, no, like, Rafe, just draw a line. Please just have your relationship with Johnny is so good. Just keep it to your relationship. You don't need to touch EJ's relationship with Johnny, especially since it's already in tatters anyway of EJ's own making. You don't have to insert yourself there.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. I thought that this is the one time where I usually love their scenes together because it brings up so much history and like the idea of like you make your own family with people as an adult, and it just it made me that conversation made me very uncomfortable. I also felt like Rafe, who's usually pretty sensitive about these things, was being like very obtuse or very like completely out of his own head and didn't realize like you're also kind of putting him in a position where he's now an informant on his own father. I was like, don't do that, Rafe. I understand you're pissed at Kat because she's actually getting results and you're not, maybe, but like, ease up a little bit. Don't include Johnny. I mean, I also don't know why Johnny would assume that he had that information because of Leo. I was like, don't make that assumption. Like, let him come to you if he asks for it, but
I don't know. I guess I didn't see anything. I didn't see it as such a. I didn't have a problem with the conversation. Johnny was talking. He blurted something out. Yeah, Rafe just, he didn't. Rafe. I feel like you guys are talking like Rafe came to him and was like, "You need to tell me what you know about your dad. You need to tell me everything you know." No, it was something that Johnny just said in passing. Rafe picked up on and asked follow up questions about it. I didn't see it as Rafe attempting to put Johnny in the middle or use Johnny to get information. Now, if he follows up with Johnny or like, hey, what you said about that, if he goes that route, which we haven't seen yet, then Rafe would probably need to be a little more sensitive. But I didn't see anything wrong with Rafe. Has a job to do. He got fed some information without asking for it.
Yeah, it was accidental. No, it wasn't.
Accidental, and
it was accidental. It was just that the conversation did kind of creep a little bit further. Like I didn't feel like it crossed the line, but I felt like towards the end of that conversation, it was teetering towards the line, and I was kind of like, Rafe, stop here.
Yeah,
you're getting a little too close to crossing a line here that I don't want you to cross.
Yeah,
because as Justin said, like Rafe actually, and for having to co-parent most of EJ's children, Rafe has actually always been extremely good about towing that line. of being respectful of the fact of that these kids that he's raised, unfortunately, are not biologically his. So he's not going to get a say in how they're raised, but he's always been just firmly in their corner. He's always been great at, he's always been a great father figure, but great at towing that line without crossing over into it. But yeah, you got, when it comes to EJ and his children in particular, you just got to be a little careful with that. Yeah. Like even the mentioning of why EJ was leaving town, that he was going to go check on Sydney, and that comment that you could see it like, well, he's like, he doesn't really have a role in Sydney's life anymore, and you could see that kind of bummed him out.
Well, he don't want her to have that baby.
I just want to add to the whole, like, I saw this online a bit. People, they seem to like completely hand wave Chanel and Theo's history together. I feel like they're emphasizing the brother sister stuff recently. Especially this week when she called him, she called him her brother.
Her brother, yeah.
It did make me. I don't know if you guys, but I did have a reaction when she said that. I was like, I get the sentiment of it, and I'm not opposed to it, but I did cringe when she said brother.
Yeah, it's not the stepsister part that we cringe about. No. It's the complete part of history that you're willing to forget that they actually dated off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, that's right.
I think I don't like I've been noticing this lately when they're not playing up Johnny and Theo as cousins as much as I would like them to. I feel like Johnny, whenever he's involved in this or they mention Theo, it's sort of like he's an in-law as opposed to that being the dominant relationship. Like the fact that like they actually sat down this week and had a conversation, and I was like, oh, I feel like the way they talk about their family is like it's separate from them in a way. I don't know. I feel like they don't play up their relationship.
Or if they play
up Theo, they play it up in relation to Chanel. It's like, no, you two are the two that actually grew up together until you moved away. Mm-hmm. You two are the ones who are actually blood related and cousins. You two are the Demiras. This is the first, I feel like, legitimate conversation, which was really more about Johnny and Chanel. So you know what I mean? It was like about the Carver family as opposed, that conversation should have been about our wacky, crazy family. How are you doing? Peter, you're in this thing because Uncle Peter attacked you. Like, they're not playing up that relationship, which I feel like they should be. Yeah, they're treating like Johnny and if I didn't know better, I would think that Johnny and Theo are in-laws through Chanel. Mm-hmm. Like there's no emphasis on them two as family. Which just seems a little odd to me, but I don't know. It's just something I noticed this week. And then like her saying the word brother, I was like, okay, like they're making this bond stronger through Chanel than through their actual relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was weird. You know, it was also that I want to go away immediately. This potential crush of Theo having on Gabby. No.
Yeah.
No, for so many reasons. No.
It's just not needed.
It's not needed. Yeah. It's borderline icky. No.
Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe it was just a dream. We all had a weird dream about somebody and it was like, but we didn't pursue it.
Yeah, but that's my take. Please don't pursue this. Don't take this any further. Just make it a weird dream. It's gross. They have no chemistry. No,
I don't think it's gross. I mean, I don't gross. I don't like it, but
it's borderline icky. I think it's borderline icky because I had talked about like he had chemistry with her daughter. Like, no, it's borderline icky. I'm also just over couples who have no chemistry. Those two, no. Theo and Jada, no. Holly and Tate, no. Brady and Sarah, no. I need couples with chemistry, please.
Lord, is there anybody you do like?
Couples with chemistry. Everybody else,
definitely ironically.
Right. Well, all right, everyone. Well, those were your tidbits brought to you by us here at Dishin Days, and that was your week of Days of Our Lives. But before we close this out, we have one more little sound off to wrap up this week's episodes of Days.
Hey, this is Debbie Bright in Franklin, Tennessee. Want to give my thumbs up and thumbs down for this week's episodes. Thumbs up to Leo and Xander. I thought they were great together in those scenes. I enjoyed seeing them, and also enjoyed Xander chewing out Sarah. She deserves it. Thumbs down to Stephanie. I'm so tired of her in this story. And these people evidently didn't know there was message boards on the dark web, so who knows. That's it. Thanks.
I love that people create their own segments. We have the thumbs up, thumbs down segment from Debbie. I love
that.
Love it. Well, speaking of our segments, we are now going to go into our favorite part of the show. And we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my 3 snaps goes to no other than Xander Kyriakis. And this is why. Xander this week said, oh, there's a you and Sarah. Baby, don't worry about that report, sending that in. You're fired. Oh, okay. And then when he ever so kindly told Sarah to also look in the mirror, because what you're calling me, I think you will see reflected in yourself. Oh, so for those, Paul Telfer, Xander Kyriakis, you get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! All right. And now, everyone, it's time for
Caption That. This week's Caption That photo is courtesy of Elia Cantu, aka Jada Hunter, who was good to see her on screen. And yes, we are kind of tired of you working all the time and us not seeing it. So it was good to see you. So I chose this. Her reaction to, I think, the engagement. Stephanie's engagement. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this week's caption goes to Telfermania on Instagram with their caption, "What do you mean you haven't watched Heated Rivalry yet?"
That was my thought too.
Huh?
That was my thought too. I had that same thought.
Oh, why hasn't people? They haven't?
No, like that when I saw
that for the caption.
Potential captions. I was thinking one in my head, and I was like, that was in my mind too. I was like, yes, that 100%.
Yeah, because if you haven't, go watch it. It's 6 episodes. It's really good.
If it haven't, are you still alive?
You know, whatever. A follow-up caption from Eric Martzoff, even though he's not featured, wasn't tagged, decided to put his hat in the ring. Decided to participation trophy for Eric Martzoff with his caption, Brady Black.
Like, I'm gonna start Brady where I need to.
I saw this last night and I was like, oh, what did he? And it was just like, Brady Black. I was like,
who told him we were coming back today?
Well, it's very much like that scene from what was the movie Airplane, where the little girl was like, I like my coffee like I like my men black. So I think with Jada having coffee, it's like, I like my men like a Brady Black.
Brady Black. Yes, thank you, Eric Martzoff. Appreciate the participation and congratulations. Telfermania. A heated rivalry mention is always appreciated.
We love a heated rivalry mention.
Yes.
And that has been
Caption That.
And now it's time to go back to
those were the days.
All right, everyone, taking you back to January 12th, 1976, when Bill and Susan Hayes as Doug and Julie appeared on the cover of Time magazine. This was such a big deal. I'm sure most people have seen this, but this iconic Time magazine cover, this was such a big deal at the time. It sort of legitimized and put forth that soaps were such a reigning sort of powerhouse. This is about roughly 10 years after we're getting sort of inundated with soaps and people really latching onto them and making them appointment TV in the 70s. So this was Time magazine sort of acknowledging how sort of dominant and popular soap operas was. And this is the couple that they used as the example, who some say is the first super couple, Doug and Julie here. So in addition, Susan also sort of made a mention of this past week of just taking, reminiscing about this time and how that cover was so iconic and it's so great things for soap operas in general. And so yeah, you can find the cover online, you can read the article, and it's interesting back then. But yeah, this was very much the mainstream media sort of acknowledging how amazing soap operas were doing and how they were sort of taking over and coming into their own at the time. So yeah, that was January 12th, 1976, when Bill and Susan Hayes appeared on the cover of Time magazine.
Yes. And
those were the days.
And now it's time for It's a Gift.
This week's It's a Gift goes to Rachel Boyd and Alice Halsley as Rachel and Sophia Choi dancing up a storm in their rooms to cheering to them being bad. And this, you can picture, I believe this was at the end of Tuesday's episode. This is also going to be my 2026 reaction when bad things happen to bad people.
That will be my reaction when they announce that an actor is coming on a week before.
Just dance it out.
And not 10 months before. That will be Michael Mattis's reaction when we're done with the show.
No, that'll be Bimby's reaction.
I was like, that's Bimby's reaction. He's already outside my door, pacing and
listening and being like, I know you finished.
I know you're in there, asshole.
All right, and now it's time for news and gossip.
All right, we are actually starting on a sort of sad note here today. I'm sure many of you have seen the news. If you haven't, I'll say this news came out because it definitely was not announced, which is unfortunate, but we are actually saying goodbye to 4 of our favorites. Raven Bowens, Carson Boatman, Ashley Buzemis, and Leo Howard will not be continuing on Days. Unfortunately, and the reason why we know that this information was not officially released, because they are still on the schedule. We will, of course, see these 4 actors with the tape delay, tape to production delay. We will see them until the end of this year and possibly even the beginning of next year. We just want to say we are sorry to hear this news. I want to say Leo has been great. We've interviewed him on the carpet a couple of different times. Ashley's always been a sweetheart, and whenever we see her out, she always sort of makes a beeline to come and say hello and give a hug. And of course, we have a really nice history and friendship, of course, with both Carson and Raven on and off the screen. So yeah, very unfortunate news. I urge people, go show them some love. This is the business. I fingers crossed, again, we've seen this happen with other actors. Who knows if, again, it may be by the time we say goodbye to their characters, they may be back on set filming. So you never kind of know with this business. But yeah, go show sort of these 4 actors some love. I think they've brought a really some really great things to the show over the years, and a bit surprising to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that that morning that it was reported on, I think it was a huge blow to the show. I do think that these are 4 characters that have very longevity in Salem. They are legacy characters. They are also part of the younger generation that is much needed for the show to continue on in its fashion. These are, characters who stem from characters that we have known for quite some time. And the fact that they were let go is a shock to us, and it's devastating to the show. I do hope that this is never say they won't be back. Maybe, the show has their reasons for cutting them. But I do hope that this is just a small stint, and then that they are brought back and they are utilized to their fullest potential.
Yep. Just maybe a little rest and reset.
Sure.
Because it doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. So, anyone else have anything they want to say?
Just that we wish them well. They're friends to us. They're friends to the show. They're all very, very talented in so many different ways, beyond just their acting. So we know that they're going to land on their feet. Unfortunately, this is the nature of the business. It's tough. But we love them all so much. So we just wish them the best.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Next up, we have a new segment behind Horton Town Square, where Stephanie Johnson sits down and describes getting engaged to Alex Kyriakis. So you can see that on the Days Peacock Instagram. And Jackie Harry stopped by Nick Cannon's show We Play in Spades and spilled tea about her career, her famous run-ins with Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, and Diana Ross. I mean, who doesn't this woman know? So check out the interview on his show We Play in Spades on his YouTube channel.
Next up, we have some news for Kerry Christopher, our recently departed Thomas DeMiro, but he's still technically still on the show. His last scenes, I don't believe, have aired yet, but we have a new trailer was released this past week for his new show, or actually one of his new 4 shows that he has coming out this year, called It's Not Like That. This is the one where he plays the son to Scott Foley's preacher in the religious family drama. It's actually coming out this week, January 25th on Amazon Prime. It's released. So please go check this out. I watch it. It's giving like a sort of like a modern day kind of Seventh Heaven kind of a thing. So if you're into that sort of religious kind of comedy, dramedy kind of a thing, you can check it out on Amazon Prime again, January 25th this week. And then while we were on our hiatus, if you have been watching the award circuit that Mr. Kerry Christopher has made his way through, of course, we know he was nominated at the Critics' Choice Award, and then he ended up showing up at the BAFTA lunch, which is the British Oscars, where one of his biggest fans came over to congratulate him and wanted to take a picture with him. And that fan, of course, was Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio. So if you saw the video, it is very, very cute and very humbling and very just, but yeah, just really sweet that, yeah, it sort of Leo makes his way over and is very gracious to Kerry. And it's very much a little bit of a passing of the torch. And I don't know if you guys have seen, I actually just saw Weapons over the hiatus. I was doing some catch up on some movies I hadn't seen it. And if you haven't seen it, he is actually really, really incredible in the movie. It ostensibly really is about him, and he takes center stage. He's really, really good in it. So if I know it's a horror movie, it's so well done, and he gives a really, really great performance. And you can see why he was nominated. And fingers crossed, we have the Oscar nominations coming out this Thursday. Maybe a long shot, might not be, but I wouldn't be surprised if his name was called for Best Supporting Actor. He really is good in the movie. So yeah. Big congrats to Kerry Christopher. We'll be seeing a lot more of him again this year. Again, this is one of his 4 television shows he has coming out. So,
Kerry Christopher, we knew you when. Next up, former Days alums Nadia Bjorlin and Kyler Pettis have been cast as the leads in Veronica and Julian. This is an indie film which centers on a May-December romance between Nadia and Kyler's characters, and instead it gets a backdrop of New York City. It just wrapped, so there's no word on where it will land and when, but we will keep you informed as we go. So congrats to Nadia and Kyler on that. And Nadia has actually been keeping busy because she has a new movie out now called A Murder Between Friends. And we actually gave you a sneak peek at this movie over a year ago when they began filming, and now it's out. It's like an Agatha Christie style murder mystery, and it stars Joan Collins, as in Dame Joan Collins, and All My Children alums Jacob Young and Trent Garrett, and they served as co-directors. Jacob's been really advertising a lot of behind the scenes on this work that he's really, really proud of. And so it's available now on VOD, video on demand, if you don't know.
And next up for our events, we have the celebrity softball game / Stacey Hyduke's birthday dinner that we've been telling you about. So take place the weekend of April 25th of this year here in LA. Full list of participants has been set. We have some are, of course, soap stars, and then we have a few stars from Growing Pains at Different Strokes, of course. Our very own Mr. Tony Moore will be hosting. So sign up just for that. And you can make a choice if you want to go to one or both events. There are definitely still tickets available, and tickets and info, you can go to eventbrite.ca and then just search Star Image Entertainment. I'm sure that is going to be a lot of fun. It's very much a very old school throwback to do a celebrity softball game that we used to, or many of us of a certain age used to see back in the 80s and early 90s when stars from different networks would come together. So I'm sure that's going to be a really great time. So
fun fact, that was my first Days of Our Lives event in Greenville, South Carolina, was a celebrity softball game.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Yes. So if you're looking to make a weekend, come make a weekend of it. That's a good trip. There's a lot going on that weekend.
Yes.
Yes. Next up, we have is that the one?
Oh, my bad.
No. Next up should be the Misery Loves Company. So we've been advertising for a while that Days alum Julie Dove and fan favorite Sean Ferris, who is married to our lovely Days star Sherry Jimenez, are going to be taking over the roles of Annie Wilkes and Paul Sheldon in the play Misery, and they will conclude with a February 15th show and an after show held by Starstruck Fan Events, which includes tickets to the play, the reception afterwards, and photo ops with these various stars, soap stars. So please go to Starstruck Fan Events for that information. And also, breaking news, we would love to announce that Julie Dove will be on Dishin Days next Sunday. She will be joining us live to talk about preparing for this play. And so we're really looking forward to that conversation. So please tune in next week for a special conversation with Julie Dove on Dishin Days. And if you're in town, please go see the play, buy tickets to any of the showings or this special Starstruck Fan Events that is going to be held on, I believe, the last day of the play. Next up, another Starstruck fan event that is going to be taking place soon is the New Jersey weekend event. That's going to be the weekend of April 25th and 26th. Actors scheduled to attend so far are Hank Northrup, Lynn Herring, Brian Totillo, Kyle Latter, Lucas Adams, and Abigail Klein. Then in June, look forward to the Blast from the Past 80s and 90s party. That'll be taking place June 13th through 14th. In Stone Mountain, Atlanta. And then somewhere in time, the event is going to be taking place August 29th through 30th in Mackinac Island, Michigan. So these are all of the current scheduled events for Starstruck Fan Events. For tickets and information, go to starstruckfanevents.com.
Yes, and then we have our friends at the Day Players Band. They're kicking off their 2026 never-ending tour. Next week, they're in Winter Haven, and then they're in Florida, they're in Washington, California, New York, New Jersey, Mass, again, back to New York, Philadelphia, Minnesota, I think, and then they're capping off so far all the way through to May 3rd, Richmond, Virginia. But we cannot tell you enough. Go check them out if they come to your city or a city near you. It is always a fun night with these guys, between the talent and the camaraderie and the sort of soap info they give in between sets. It's just really, they put on a really great show. So again, we urge you to go see them. And when you do, please let us know, send us pictures and let us know how the event went. But yeah, Day Players are kicking off their tour. All tickets and information, you can go to thedayplayersband.com. And then last but not least, if you see, we've made some changes to the show for the new year, and always looking to improve and want to get your feedback on this. We want to hear from you, our fans. So we've been doing posting some surveys over the last couple of weeks just to get an idea of what you guys like, what you don't want, what you think we can improve, what really works for you, and just to get general consensus of what you guys think. So please go to our social medias and take the survey and let us know what you think of the show.
I will also post the link right now so that people can fill out the quick survey and let us know your thoughts. Like Justin said, we are continuously trying to improve the show for you all and spread the show out there as much as possible. And we have been doing this for quite some time. And so it's just good to hear feedback on things that you like, things you don't like, things you want to see, things you don't want to see. So we want to hear all of that. So don't be afraid. Fill out the survey and let us know. The link is right now in the chat, and I'll also post it in the descriptions as well.
Yes. And someone in the comments asked if Tony is going to have a dance off with Stacey Hajduk at her birthday party following the baseball game. I advocate for yes.
Maybe we'll perform something. That'd be fun.
Tickets and see.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Well, that has been
Ruh-roh.
News and gossip. And now it's time to find out what is coming up this week on Days of Our Lives.
Next week on Days of Our Lives.
Supported by all of you, by his godparents.
Just feel like everyone's mad at everyone else. And it's all my fault.
Mr. DeMera, let's start with you. How do you propose we resolve this custody dispute?
We gotta make it quick, because I have a plane to catch. I have no intention of saying goodbye.
Someone has been stalking and threatening Stephanie, and we have evidence that person is you.
See, I'm not the only one who's had it. There's some other people there who've just had it. I've had it with you. I've had it with you. And I've had it with you. Go away.
Something about the promo just doesn't feel the same.
What you mean the promo, like the
structure of it?
Yeah, like
the promos now is because they're not being like style. There's no style to the editing.
Maybe
anymore.
that's what it is.
They're just cutting
things together. Yeah, there's no excitement. There's no zaza zoom. Like I honestly, in that promo, I feel like I watched the week. I feel like I got the highlights, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But y'all, that has been our show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dishin Days. Before we head out, Michael Mattis.
Yeah.
Where can the folks find you?
You can find me on Instagram and X at ML Mattis and MLM Images LA.
Justin Lee Hareld.
You can find me on Instagram at Justin Lee Hareld.
Araceli.
You can find me on Instagram, and I still call it Twitter at Tia323 Araceli.
And of course, you can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony, and you can find us at Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another fabulous show. We will be back here next Sunday to give you a full dish of next week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera Days of Our Lives, along with our special guest, Julie Dove. Connie Vaninsky will be on to talk about her latest production of Misery. And trust me, it won't be miserable. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. We'll see you guys next week for another Dishin Days. Have a wonderful week, everyone. And don't forget to tune in to Days every Monday through Friday on Peacock. Good night, everybody.
Bye.